Alright, so the plan is to get that car seat and that bracket into the Miata. Step one is going to be to move the Miata so that I can install it in the Miata. Alright, now that we've got the Mazdaspeed Miata with the NB front moved, now we got a little bit more space to work in the Mazdaspeed Miata with the hardtop. This is where the seat is going to be going. I do have a foamectomy in this one, and the problem that I have is that when I go in here with a helmet on, the helmet hits the top, and there's not a lot of room because I'm rather tall. I'm 6'1". This is the TRS-E. I am a 36 in the waist, 34. So it's a little bit small, but I feel like I still got an inch on either side. It feels really short, like butt wide. Now I actually thought where it transitions from red to black here, I thought this was kind of like leather, but it's the same micro suede. It's just a different stitching. I thought it was maybe like the hard backing or something like that, but it's the same material. This is leather, or a leather alternative. This is just rubber. Now, one of the things nothing really answered for me was, would the bottom fit on the OEM brackets fit. I just happen to have an extra set over here. Alright, the short answer is nah, but if you want to drill your own hole, you can make it work. You just got to have a drill. I have a drill. Let me see, my hair, my fro is got about an inch of space. The helmet takes it up actually about an inch higher than that. So you see with the back of my seat and with the roll bar, kind of where it stands at, is a 14. All right, got that out. That's over there. You over there. You are next. Maybe your vacuum. All right, it's a little bit better. All right, let's get the bracket in. Ran into issues, and it's my fault. That hole and that hole, they don't really line up. That hole, they don't really line up. That's because this is the passenger side. That drill I was talking about, I'm going to see if I can make these work. All right, it started raining outside. Pro tip, if you have a soft top that leaks in the back, all you gotta do is plug a umbrella right there, and it would prevent it from leaking into your soft top. It's good for up to 60 miles an hour. Miraculously, this managed to work. On this, screw should go in there. These are 2 factory holes. This is the one that I created. So trying to use the factory sliders with aftermarket seat doesn't work. Even if you drill the right way, this length isn't the same. So when you go to mount it, the holes don't match up. Should have thought of that before I got invested and drilled stuff. So I purchased the correct mount. It's the PCI mount for the driver's side. It is really hard to get the screws threaded. On this side, it's really hard to get down to those holes to try to get a screw in there. There's not a lot of room to move your hand, and if it's not perfect with the threading, it's hard to get started, and it just when I say pain in the ass, I really mean it. Like, there was times where I just had the little screw and I was just trying to get started for like hours. Just, that's how I come home from work, try to get it in. I really feel like it's a quality issue with the seat. If you can't screw in a screw, it was really frustrating. The seat didn't have good holes drilled into it. All of these are supposed to be, I think M8 125. I got the same one that came with the Sparco kit. They all seem to be the same. And sometimes a screw in there, sometimes it wouldn't. It was a pain in the ass. More or less got the seat mounted inside of the car. The purpose of these seats were to make me lower in the car so that I could fit my helmet for track events in my hardtop. So this hardtop is generally over here, and I wanted to make sure I cleared it. Previously I didn't. I had a track day. I put on the helmet and my head hit the top of the thing in the stock seats. On my car, I have this Rollbar, which is it gets in the way of pushing the seat back. I've got the type that, bolt down to the floor, but what they do is they add a certain amount of clearance here that the seat can't go all the way back. So if you're tall and you need that extra couple of inches to come back, that's kind of important. Down here with the brackets, I wasn't able to go back to the further settings, and I kind of that's the furthest it would go. That's where the seat wanted it to go. You do have to bang the transmission tunnel. No real way of getting around that. I had to bang it more than I thought. So you're gonna need a pretty significant hammer to get that done. I tried the mallet, the rubber mallet, and the hammer. Then I have a slightly bigger hammer around here somewhere. But you're gonna want something that Thor would use. As far as driving with the seats, they do feel good in corners more so than stock, as you would imagine they should. There's just some, I guess, quality of life things that you would need to keep in mind with a seat like this, right? So, depending on how high you mount it, it will strike this door. If you mount the seats higher, say you're shorter, then this fin will actually be above this connecting point, and it won't make contact. So where I have it now, it closes, but that's kind of because I've been closing it off and on a lot. Also, getting in and out of the car is a lot different. So on a day-to-day basis, you have this nice thing holding you in, so you have to kind of like just drop down into the seat. You can't slide into it as easily as you would stock seats. The other thing to notice is these shoulder pads are going to hold you in place. So if you're used to reaching back and grabbing your soft top and pulling it forward, that is going to be a new adventure in contorting your body and figuring that out. Also, you'll have noticeably less shoulder movement when you're driving. So if you tuck your elbow when you drive, not going to be able to do that. You're going to have to do more shuffling on the steering wheel with your hand position, as opposed to making dynamic turns with it, as you may have developed habits driving a Miata crazily. As far as ride height goes, I was in the gray car, which has the stock seats with a foamectomy, and with the helmet on, my head was touching the top of the hard top. Now I don't know if there's a difference in clearance between the hard top and the soft top, but I put the soft top up in the black car with the helmet on, and I cleared it by an inch or so. I had full mobility of my head. If I moved my head around in the gray car, it did tap the top. But the foamectomy on the gray one is pretty extreme. I thought that I would get enough space, and it's more than stock, but the OMPs did seem to bring me down a little bit lower without having to cut anything out.